To QI Research, this CEO and Chief Strategist Danielle DiMartino booth. First, let me just pick up on the conversation about where the economy is at this very moment. How would you rate it? Where do you see it?
So, Charles, I think the best that I could rate this economy right now would be middling. To your last guest point, there is a ton of optimism. I mean, you can feel it. It's palpable. It's in the air. But when you look underneath the hood of these surveys, what we're seeing is that the prices that are received, but whether it's services or on the manufacturing side, it's just not there. We had the largest 1 month decline in the services sector in the Philly Fed region, even though optimism about the future did indeed increase. In fact, that's a dichotomy that we've been seeing throughout the release of all of these regional surveys, is that employment and capital expenditures, prices that they're receiving, pricing power remains very weak in the here and now, but optimism for the future has gone through the roof. So what we need to do now is deliver on it. And let's see how quickly we can get the optimism to become the new reality.
Yeah, you know, and I guess as an economist, it's hard to quantify that, right? But we know that there's a large aspect, a self-fulfilling prophecy to a lot of these things. So at least that the general public is on board is a big part of this, isn't it?
It certainly is, Charles, but I think the ones we're really going to have to get on board are those who occupy the C-suites. We had fresh data out of Challenger, Gray, and Chris this morning that shows that I think we're almost at 2,000 CEOs turned over in 2024. That means that the boards of directors are bringing in change agents. And until we stop seeing the layoffs turn into hiring announcements, I don't think we're going to have turned that corner. And that's where my focus is right now the most as we head into the holiday season, Charles, is will we see hiring in the new year?
Right. You know, one thing that you've always pointed out, and it's great that we had all this economic data today, is because it's like the disconnect, particularly government data, to Main Street, right? I mean, it's maybe the gulf has never been this wide.
It certainly hasn't. You know, just reading through the recently released at the top of the hour, the Fed meeting minutes, and, you know, hearing how disassociated Fed officials still are. You know, they're characterizing this economy as being extremely strong and the labor market as being super tight. I think the average man and woman walking the street right now, everybody whom knows somebody who's lost a full-time job and they've picked up a part-time gig in its place, they would not be characterizing the economy the way that Fed officials and politicians headed into the election were mischaracterizing it, in my view, Charles.
Yeah. You know, so funny because the quits rate, the way it's falling corroborates what you're saying. And even today, with consumer confidence edging up a little bit, that one key question, jobs plentiful, dropped from 34 to 33. So that part of it, and that's what the Fed's been worried about, I think, at least Jay Powell, a crumbling labor market that's not reflected in the data. And if you wait too long for it to be reflected in the data, it might be too late to fix it. Danielle, thank you, my friend. Have a great Thanksgiving. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, Charles.
You too. All right.